Hi, I'm Dan Creedican with GDIT, and I'm here today to talk with Joe and Betsy. We're going to talk about data, AI, tech at the edge, and military health around Department of Defense, and in particular, Special Operations Forces, or SOF. Joe, you want to give us a little bit of your background, please?
Sure, Dan. My name is Joe McMahon. I serve as the Senior Director for Mission Software for our defense teams. I have over 30 years of experience developing software for both commercial and government customers, and in the last 10 years supporting the SOF community, including through Iron Eagle X, a recent acquisition by GDIT.
All right, thank you very much. Betsy, give us a little bit of your background.
Thanks, Dan. I'm Betsy Myhre. I am a program director within our federal health teams, and I support the Defense Health Agency's Traumatic Brain Injury Center of Excellence and also the National Intrepid Center of Excellence. I have over 30 years experience both as a military healthcare provider and now for a number of years working with GDIT to support our service members and our veterans.
Excellent. Impressive backgrounds. Thank you very much. Kicking us off a little bit, talking about SOF and Special Forces. Joe, can you talk a little bit about how you see the top concerns for SOF and challenges they're facing and kind of what environments they're looking at?
Sure, Dan. They are our elite fighting force. So they operate at tempo with innovative technologies that need to be ready at a moment's notice to go execute. For them, a mission hits, they collect all the information that they need to prep the mission, all the logistics, and making sure that they are ready from a medical perspective, and then they go execute the mission, they return, and then they're ready for that next mission. So it's a very quick tempo. Secondly, you have to look at the global environment that we're in. It's changing. The counterterrorism conflicts that we have had in the past have been easing up, not going away, but now we're getting into great power competition. And SOF is trying to find its place in that area and identifying what its role is. So those challenges to them are how to be prepared in that kind of environment. What are their needs from logistics, data, and AI? And then how do they go and prosecute their missions by encompassing all of those?
Yeah, it's a lot, right?
It is.
A lot of data, a lot of things to look at. Speaking of the SOF mission, how does technology enable mission delivery? And why is bringing it to the edge so important in your perspective, Joe?
Yeah, with the recent advances in cloud computing, increases in storage and compute power, that has grown, and we've seen the advances in AI over the last several years. That has all led to decision makers being able to make decisions at a higher pace, and that's critical for the SOF mission. Then you talk about the edge component of their operations, because SOF operates at the edge. And GDIT has several programs where we've leveraged our advances in AI and put them on edge devices to support just that mission.
So talk about speeding up the mission and being able to get decisions faster so that we can respond quicker to the mission set.
Indeed.
All right. In addition to technology, your readiness of forces is equally as important for SOF and how they get to mission success. Betsy, can you talk about an overview from military health perspective and how you see this fitting in?
Sure, Dan. I support the Traumatic Brain Injury Center of Excellence, but within the military health sector, we have multiple areas where we're supporting both research, development, clinical care, and all kinds of things that support SOF. So our teams within military health support the Defense Health Agency's Medical Operational Command, doing research and development on things like biomarker tools for concussions. We have a team that supports bench type research, looking at en route care. How do you get that soldier from the battlefield back to the US, especially if we're looking to the future of large scale combat operations. And then at TBICOE, the Traumatic Brain Injury Center of Excellence, we're doing human subject research on various types of traumatic brain injuries, and how do you take those results from that research and translate that into clinical practice, guidelines and tools that clinicians within the military can use to improve both the rehabilitation, but also the treatment of our soldiers. And we do a lot of work with the SOF communities themselves, various units. Our team at Fort Carson has been working with some of the units that are training there, looking at blasts and traumatic brain injury. We have teams down at San Diego that are looking at traumatic brain injury and vibrations that you get when you're on various types of combatant crafts. We have teams that are working at Fort Bragg with paratroopers and with jumps, looking at can we early diagnose concussion. And then we have teams that also are doing things on performance nutrition up at Joint Base Lewis McChord. So we're kind of all over the place working with various SOF units to enhance performance.
Wow, that's a large range of stuff that you're working on. And I know it's very important. Traumatic brain injury has been a big thing that we didn't understand very well, and I think it's now understanding that is helping, protect the quality of life for the soldiers and the mission and their families as they go forward through that. It's important research.
It certainly is. And, as the Special Forces are redefining what it means to perform in complex environments, and supporting their mission means evolving our approach to readiness. True warfighter performance today requires a holistic view of the operator, integrating the physical, psychological, the cognitive, family and social, and the spiritual domains. It's no longer just about fitness. It's about building resilience, adaptability, and human performance across all of these areas to meet the unpredictable challenges of modern warfare.
Betsy, that's great. Thank you so much. Joe, from a readiness perspective for technology, how do you view this being utilized in today's battlefield environments?
Sure, Dan. There's two aspects that I'd like to talk about with regard to readiness and technology. One is on the intel side, so the information that the operators need to properly prepare to execute their mission. It's critical for us to pull data together from multiple sources, arrange it in a way that they can consume it, and then have them prep and execute their mission off of that data. The second area is around logistics, making sure they have the right equipment and the right people at the right location to execute their mission. So for that, we do predictive analytics and maintenance in order to make sure that they have the right equipment to be that elite fighting force.
So how does this come together to bring the right teams to field these mission-enabling solutions?
From my perspective, I view it as we are a support organization to SOF in order to give them the right data, the logistics, and the technical solutions in order to enable that, to get them ready to execute on their missions and then rapidly evolve to that next mission. So it's really about being able to operate at the SOF mission tempo quickly and respond to their needs. Betsy, do you have one on military health?
Sure. I think it's about bringing the right team to the mission. And that starts with recruiting, so recruiting the right team. For us, we have to credential that team, making sure they have the right security, training them, making sure that we're supporting those members of the team, those healthcare specialists. And then most importantly, probably is retaining them. You've put all this together to bring that team or those individuals together to support the SOF mission. And then you want to be able to retain them so that they can go out and help to optimize the human performance of each individual SOF operator.
So that's great. It really ties back into SOF's number one priority, which is people are more important than equipment, right? We got to hire the right people, we have to maintain them, and that applies both to the support element as well as the operators that are out there. So I think that's really important. So as we kind of move into this last question, as we kind of wrap up our discussion here, what are their mission objectives do you see that are critical for SOF kind of going forward in the future? Betsy?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. That's great. I did want to just touch briefly on the readiness cycle because as we look to the future, I think understanding that is really important for us. And that readiness cycle is for the warfighter. They go out, they do the training or the operations, and then they come back to garrison and they kind of get, retrained, refreshed. They need various types of support, be it medical or supplies, resupplying, to get ready to again go out and do that next mission. And we're bringing a lot of innovation into all phases of that readiness cycle. So, we're looking at new techniques for surveillance. We're looking at new techniques to measure outcomes. We're looking at various innovation that we can use to, test the individual warfighter when they're back in garrison and get them prepared for their next mission. Joe, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
I think the technology thread is really key here. These are our elite fighting forces, and they need to be on the cutting edge in order to conduct operations in the global environment that we're living in. So from a technology perspective, you look at what has happened in the recent conflicts overseas, and it's changing drastically and accelerating, both in AI and in software and technology. So to that end, GDIT is forward-looking in our research with our emerge labs and looking to address this head-on to provide them with innovative solutions to address the mission.
Excellent. It's a great way to wrap things up. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Betsy. For more information like this, please go to gdit.com/perspectives.